If you've got a super statement sitting in your inbox right now, open it, because the fee printed on page 1 is not the fee you're actually paying. Your fund shows you a tidy little admin charge, $1 a week, maybe a sliver of a percent. What it doesn't show you on that same page are 2 bigger fees taken quietly out of your returns before you ever see the number. They're real, they're yours, and almost nobody adds them up. This isn't a niche problem. It's nearly every working Australian with a super account. There are 3 fees in play: an admin fee you can see, and investment and transaction fees you can't. Today we'll fix it with 3 moves. You audit your real fees, benchmark them, and consolidate your accounts. By the end, you'll know exactly what you're paying and how to slash it. Here's the number that should make you sit up. In a single year, superannuation funds charged Australians about $16.9 billion in fees, according to the Federal Treasury's Financial System Inquiry Analysis for the 2013 financial year. $16.9 billion out of retirement savings. But here's the part nobody tells you. Most of that money came out of returns, so members never saw it as a fee at all. 3 moves. Audit your total all-in fee percentage. Benchmark it on the free Your Super tool. Then consolidate your accounts and fix your insurance. So how does a fee stay invisible? It's about where it's taken. Your fund shows regular deductions, the admin fee, your insurance premium, in your transaction history. But investment fees and most indirect costs are taken out of the investment return before it's ever reported to you. The Treasury defines these indirect expenses as mainly investment management fees that never appear as direct fees in the fund's financial statements. So your net return looks fine because the fee was already skimmed off the top. Let's put real numbers on it. Take Australian Super's own published example for a $50,000 balance in its balanced option. Admin fees come to about $102 a year. That part you can see. But investment fees are 0.49%. That's $245 plus 80-cent transaction costs of $40, all deducted from returns, Australian Super PDS 2024. That's $285 buried inside the net performance figure. A low-cost index option at around 0.3% would cost roughly half the total. Now the second layer, and this one's self-inflicted by the system. Many Australians hold more than one super account, usually from changing jobs. And every single account charges its own admin fee, its own investment fees, and its own insurance premium. Treasury found these superfluous accounts add system-wide fees, and both the ATO and ASIC warn that multiple accounts mean multiple sets of admin fees and insurance premiums eating into your balance. Same person, same money, just charged 2 or 3 times over. Here's what that costs. Take someone with 3 accounts of $25,000 each. Across all 3, they pay about $600 in percentage fees, $156 in flat admin, and $750 in triple insurance, about $1,506 a year. Consolidate the same $75,000 into one account with one insurance policy, and that drops to about $902. That's roughly $600 a year wasted on duplicates alone, Bitsweet, and that's before compounding, CanStar, ATO. Here's the myth that keeps people stuck. People say, I only pay that small admin fee I can see. Investment fees come out of performance, so they don't really cost me. Wrong. Treasury is clear. Those indirect expenses are mainly investment management fees, and they reduce your returns every single year. They're hidden, not free, and over decades they compound into a fortune. Put the two together. On a $50,000 balance, around $285 a year is buried investment and transaction cost, Australian Super PDS 2024. And just 0.5 percentage points more in fees over a 40-year career can cost about $100,000 by retirement using ASIC's Money Smart compound interest assumptions. A fraction of a percent plus a couple of forgotten accounts. A 6-figure hole. Let me show you how this plays out. Meet Sarah. She's 37, a marketing manager earning $95,000 a year. She's got 3 super accounts from different jobs, totaling about $120,000. One main fund with $80,000, 2 old ones with $20,000 each, all in balanced options, 28 years from retirement. Here's what Sarah found. Discovery 1. Sarah's statement said administration fee, $1 a week plus 0.10%. She read that as roughly $80 a year. But when she dug into the detailed fees and costs section, she found investment fees of 0.49%. That's $392 plus transaction costs, taking another $64 from her returns. Her real total on the main account was about $588 a year, not 80, Australian super PDS. Discovery 2. The old accounts. Each of Sarah's two forgotten $20,000 funds charged around 0.8 to 1% in fees, plus default death and TPD insurance of about $200 each. That's $400 a year in duplicate insurance for cover she didn't need 3 times over, and combined with fees, roughly $700 to $800 wasted across the two. CanStar ATO. Discovery 3. And this is the one that hurt. Sarah compared her current all-in fee of about 0.8% against a low-cost index balanced option at 0.30%, with $120,000 starting almost $11,000 a year in contributions and a 7% return over 28 years. That 0.5% gap works out to roughly $100,000 less in retirement using Money Smart's compound interest methodology and Treasury fee data. Stack it all up, and Sarah's combined gap, buried fees plus duplicate accounts and insurance, comes to roughly $135,000 over 28 years, modelled on a 7% return and current contribution rates. Treasury, CanStar, Money Smart. A 6-figure slice of her retirement, taken by fees she could barely see. So, could this be you? 3 signs. 1. You've never added up your investment and transaction fees, only the admin line. 2. You don't actually know how many super accounts are in your name. 3. You've never checked your fund against the Your Super comparison tool. If any of those ring true, the next 3 moves are for you. 3 moves. Let's do them. And they're all free. Move 1. Audit your total all-in fee. Download your latest annual statement and find the detailed fees and costs table, usually under fees and costs or how your money was invested. Add up administration fees, investment fees, transaction costs, and any advice or performance fees. That total, not just the admin line, is what you're really paying. This is general information, not personal advice. Here's how. Log into each fund's portal and download the latest annual statement. Add the admin, investment, and transaction percentages together. Then divide your total dollar fees by your year-end balance to double-check the rate. What good looks like. For a balanced option, a total ongoing fee below about 0.5% a year is competitive. Move 2. Benchmark it. The ATO's Your Super comparison tool, free on MyGov, automatically lists the My Super products you hold with their fees and net returns side by side. Sort by fees, sort by returns, and see exactly where your fund sits against cheaper options for the same risk level. Here's how. Log into MyGov and link the ATO service if you haven't. Open the Your Super comparison tool under Super, then sort by fees and net returns and compare 5 to 10 year results. What good looks like? A fund in the cheaper half of the fee range with at least average long-term returns. Move 3. Consolidate and fix your insurance. In MyGov's ATO Super section, you can see every account in your name, including lost ones. Pick the fund you want to keep, then use its online Consolidate Super form to roll the others in. But first, check the insurance in each fund so you don't accidentally cancel cover you actually need. Here's how. Open MyGov, go to the ATO section and click Super to list every account. Check the insurance terms before you close anything. Then use your chosen fund's online Consolidate form to request the rollovers. What good looks like? 1 main fund and 1 appropriately sized insurance policy. Why now? Because the system finally caught up. Back in 2014, the Financial System Inquiry exposed that $16.9 billion in annual fees and the drag of high charges. In 2021, the ATO launched the Your Super comparison tool, putting fees and returns right on MyGov for free. And in 2021, stapling began. Your fund now follows you between jobs, which means the fund you pick matters more than ever. The transparency exists. The only missing piece is you logging in. Once you've acted, verify it. You should see one super account in your MyGov ATO list, not 3. Confirm your chosen fund shows a total fee under about 0.5% a year. And if you needed insurance, confirm one policy is active, not 0 and not 3. Everything today comes from the Treasury, the ATO, ASIC's Money Smart, and Australian Super's own disclosures. Links are in the description below. So today, you learn the 3 buried super fees and exactly how to audit, benchmark, and consolidate them. Next week, the insurance hiding inside your super that you never asked for. If this saved you even a fraction of that 100,000, do one thing: subscribe. We read the fine print so you don't have to.